With every book comes a movie adaptation, am I right? The Hunger Games. Alright, so the first question that comes to people's mind is that is this the next Twilight? And I'm gonna say flat on no. It is not the next Twilight. It is not even close to Twilight. That's just the best answer I can put it. Because, alright, to be honest, Twilight is more focal on a love story. This one's more focused on, like, survival of the fittest. That's the best way how I can put Hunger Games. Alright, now, I'll have to start off with the actors. Jennifer Lawrence was perfect as Katniss Everdeen. It's exactly how I pictured it in the book, and she never seemed to let go of that character while it was going. I'm like, perfect. That's just perfect. And the other actors that come after her, Woody Harrelson as Haymitch, who did a perfectly good job. You have Josh Hutcherson as Peeta. Again, perfect. Liam Hemsworth, Gale, perfect. And you have President Snow, who is, again, awesome. Although, there's one joke I'd have to make up about President Snow, and when they first put up the picture of President Snow, he looks like an evil Santa Claus. I'm sorry. It's just a little joke I've made up, and I've kind of lived with it now. So, yeah, evil Santa Claus. And then you have Cinna from, you know, Lenny Kravitz playing Cinna, and I thought that was pretty interesting, too, because, you know, singer turning to actor, pretty interesting. And now, let's get to the pros. Alright, so the pros would have to be the story, and 90% of it was on par with the book, and 10% of it, they didn't add in from the book, but you know what, I can understand why they did that. So instead, that other 10%, they added some scenes that weren't in the book, but they added into the movie to make it fit in, and I thought that was actually quite nice to see, because I was like, alright, you know what, I expected something different out of the movie from the book, so I'm like, you know, it makes sense of why they did that, so, yeah, and I guess I'll have to throw the actors part 2 into this pro, since I kind of talked about that first, so, yeah. So 2 pros, and now let's talk about the cons. Alright, so the cons I'd have to say about the movie is probably that this movie shows a lot of, like, it'll have some shots where the camera's just shaking. And that kind of bothered me at first, but as it went on, you know what, I kind of understood why they did that, like, you know, for a PG-13 rating, because if you read the book, it's more, like, based on teens killing each other, and there's, like, a whole lot of blood and gore in it. Not a whole lot, but it implies that there's blood and gore, and in here, they just kind of want to cover that up to get away with a PG-13 rating, so I can understand why they did the shaky camera-ness. And I guess the other con I have with this movie is that there were some scenes in the book that they left out into the movie, because some of the scenes were actually quite important, and I felt like, you know, they could have added a little bit more time in, but then again, it's understandable because the time limit was 2 hours and 20 minutes, so literally they can't add everything from the book into the movie, because, I mean, you know, it's a movie adaptation. They want to try adding as much scenes as possible, and I think they did well with presenting this movie to us. So, final verdict on The Hunger Games, I'd have to give it a 4-star out of 5. It was the best movie adaptation that I've seen, and I'll just have to say this, the ending will leave you guys hanging for the sequel, which is Catching Fire. And that book review that I mentioned in my previous video, it's gonna come soon. I'm almost finished with it. Just 2 chapters left of Catching Fire, guys. 2 chapters. And, yeah, so I'm Shark from Shark Productions. Please subscribe to my videos for more book reviews and more movie reviews. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Take care, and have a great day.